Alright, what is fair? You also have to question this shit. Because, of course, the person that created these words and put these words together, they knew what they was doing. And these people that basically created these words are still in control now. Which means where attention goes, energy flows. So whatever you basically putting your attention towards, it's going to grow. And remember, if it's not growing for shit that you want to grow in your life, it's going to fuck with you. Fear is the lowest vibrational spectrum that you could basically allow inside your life. Feel me? Gotta get your life together, feel me? If you are fearful, if you are scared, even the real gods and goddesses and whoever you praying to can't really fuck with you. Feel me? And remember, whoever you pray to, you're going to receive a predator. Feel me? Because if you're not owning up to these statuses and these intellectual pursuits that they basically put you out here to basically worship and develop, if you get out of line, get out of pocket, they're going to basically prey on your ass. Which means you are a slave, a spiritual child. You could be an adult, that's cool, but you're a child. And of course, you allow individuals to put fear in your chest, which means that you don't really have no power. You gave your power to other people. You believe into too much things outside of you. You ain't believe in yourself. You ain't really have no self-reflection. You basically was neglecting yourself. You basically put your internal world outside of you. You neglected this shit. So basically inside of you, you're very naked here in these areas, which means these areas is not fulfilled. These areas are filled with other bullshit and other individuals and other energies that shouldn't be in your picture or your reality. Because when you go to sleep, this is what you created. When these eyes is open, you're sleeping up there or inside of here. Feel me? When these eyes close, you're waking up. So basically what you was paying attention to is growing inside of you when you sleep. Remember. Because that means these eyes are closed, shut. That means now you're in your subconscious body. This means you're creating all the shit that you was basically inheriting within the 23 hours of the day. This is basically what you basically accumulating inside your internal world. So of course, if you even into a positioning of not sleeping well at night, that means you're fearful of something, scared of something, worrying about something. And of course, this can take a toll on your health. And of course, bad health don't bring no wealth. And I'm talking about spiritual wealth, which means happiness. And if you're not happy inside of you, you can't attract anything outside of you, which means that you're lacking in certain areas. You don't have the balance. Feel me? You don't have the manufacturing structure going in your favor. You have these things inside of you. These things got a lot of dirt on it, a lot of sand on it, and a lot of bacteria on it, which means you're obtaining and withstanding shit that don't basically belong to you. Feel me? Don't be a crackhead. Don't allow nobody to basically put fear in your heart. Feel me? You got to really be strong in this world. You got to really be tough in this world. Can't let no person place a thing that basically knock you off your position. Remember that shit. You in control of your fucking life. So take fucking power and full responsibilities over your fucking life. Feel me? Stop allowing individuals to tell you what you can and cannot fucking do. Learn how to take your fucking power back, and it starts with you. All rules and restrictions that are set on you, do not comply with them. And of course, you have to break the bond and break the touch and stop attaching your words and these names to yourself. Get race out your fucking space. Stop claiming the skin color. Stop claiming all those religions that you basically worship. Ain't nobody coming back to save your ass but you. And you need to understand that shit. Go look in the mirror. Go look in the skies. You don't see nobody but you. And of course, the vision that you have within inside of you is the vision that's basically being projected out. Remember that. And what you're basically projecting, you're going to travel with it. Because the mind is going to fulfill spaces. And whatever's on your mind is basically being created. And you are the creator. And you have a creation, which is your physical body. And this is not just the only creation that you have. And also understand and understand, you gonna die. You're gonna have a date. So you better basically be brave and be ready to basically leave this land, this earth, and of course, experience some real shit. Not getting lost into this world or this revolution shit. Feel me? Screw all that shit. You chasing and fighting the wrong fight. You're chasing after bullets that was not aimed at you. You need to basically look inside the mirror. Self-reflection. And not just doing that. You got to clear all that shit out that's inside of you. that was building inside of you. Elephant shit that's inside of you. Shit that was controlling your fucking mind. Feel me? You need to take your mind back. Feel me? You need to take full control. Stop feeling deprived. Feel me? Learn how to rise. Learn how to basically be in a representation. Believe in yourself. You have everything inside of you to create. Question is, are you willing to basically put in the time, the work, the energy? If you're not willing to do that, you're wasting your time. Feel me? This video is not for you. You're a weak ass individual. I'm letting you know that right now. You have the power within you. You're just lazy and you don't want to basically pick up the slack. So if you're not picking up the slack, you are not going to reap the benefits. You're just going to have the doubts, which means you're going to keep self-doubting yourself, thinking that you don't have what it takes to basically create. Feel me? They got you thinking that everything outside of you is what you should be chasing. No. Learn how to hack what's inside of you. Hack yourself. Get yourself right. But before you put yourself out in this fucking world, because this world ain't shit. We create it all together. And you can create your own world, which can be a heaven or hell. But you got to pick and choose which heaven and hell you creating. Satan's or your angels. And remember, Satan is the opposer, which means against rules. So try not to bash the devil that was in the Bible, feel me? Or Satan, actually. Let's just say that the government created your Bible. Now, you are afraid of everything that you will go against, which when it comes to sin, rules, and laws. Now, look at it like this. The government is basically telling you what to do and what not to do. And of course, they got a word for you. They got a situation for you. And of course, they got you in a predicament where they can basically place you in certain areas and have you feel guilty just because you didn't want to basically do things. Now, look at it like this. Say if Satan was an individual that was not with the government's shit. But of course, the government can basically play tricks in mind on you. What they playing tricks in minds with something that's invisible. To think that you have something before you can obtain it, which is spiritual warfare. And if you in a fear, you gonna fucking die and come right back here. And your spirit is gonna be within hell. Because you're believing in they shit. You're not creating your own world. If you don't have your own shit, you're going to be codependent on somebody else's shit. Your spirit is just going to know, oh, I already know this. So you're going to come right back here. It's somebody else's land, somebody else's world. And you're not going to create anything for yourself. And remember, if you ain't putting yourself first, you got a problem on your hands that you can't deal with. Because, of course, your hands is tied down. You put the nail in the coffin. They Jesus Christ your hands. They Jesus Christ your mentality. Which means they took your power away from you. You are Jesus. You are Christ. You are the rising. So you need to learn how to rise. Stop allowing these motherfuckers to tell you what you can and cannot do in this world. Remember, the folks around you are not your enemies. Teamwork make the dream work. You think they really give a fuck about skin color or race color? You really even think they are worried about this shit? You gotta be a stupid motherfucker to basically be even thinking about some stupid shit like that. You need to take your mind out the gutter and focus on purity, pureness, not wickedness, not stupid shit. Not low vibrational shit. Feel me? Because whatever you attach your mind to is the floor. Remember, they walking on your face. They leaving a footprint on your face. So basically, this is a disgrace if you ain't willing to basically put in the work. And remember, ain't nobody gonna help your ass if you're vibrating low. So you need to come a lot higher. Get real high. Feel me? Get real high. Feel me? Real shit. You are the most high, or whatever you want to basically say. Stop looking up there. Ain't nobody coming to save you. I'm telling you. You're going to keep believing in these damn theories. Ain't nobody coming to save your ass. You can only save you. You can only create the world that you imagine. So whatever you're trying to imagine, you got to have satisfaction with it. You got to have a grand scale with it. And of course, that's about to take us into this theory right now. How to get rid of fear. You got to face your fears. You got to be basically willing to basically put in this work. And of course, there's trillions of fears. Fear is a business. And of course, if you don't allow yourself to detach from these words and detach from these vibrations, then of course you're going to keep vibrating with these things, and these things are going to basically bring you down. Of course, you're going to keep going down, and you're going to be in hell. Misery love company. So we ain't ready for that. Feel me? Now look, in order for you to basically get rid of fear, you got to use elements. Feel me? And elements is key. And if you ain't got the right elements, we all got fire in our house. That's not an excuse for you not to have fire. We all got water in our house. That's not an excuse for you not to have water in your house. We all got air. We all got our own mind. Some people do, some people don't. This is the time to create your own mind. Take your power back. Feel me? If you ain't got your own mind, your mind gonna leave the body. Remember, The mind is going to manifest things way faster than it can for the body. Remember that shit. Just know that shit. And what your mind creates your reality. So whatever you're focusing on is going to create. It's going to manifest. But if you're focusing on stupid shit, you're going to manifest stupid shit in your life. Stupid scenarios, stupid people, places, and things. You're going to keep basically corresponding with these same motherfucking tractions. You better get some action going. And you better learn how to basically get this shit out your space. And of course, you need earth, elements, stability, day by day. 7 days. It's 7 days in this weak ass week. Because you ain't weak. You're strong. So it's 7 days and it's strong. So you need to basically pick what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got 7 days to make this a commitment. Make this a day-to-day routine, an element, a thing that you can do every day to make sure that you're upholding this shit. And the more you do this, the more time and energy you put into it, the more you're going to get back. Now, let's get into it. Now, to basically get rid of fear, you need a candle. Feel me? Why do you need a candle? Because remember, fire burns shit. Fire is going to burn what you don't belong in your space. What you don't want to belong in your fucking space. So now, fire is going to burn everything. And remember, fire, you have passion, you have a motivation, you have energy within you. We're just using things as a tool at this moment. So what you need to basically do is get you a thing of fire. Put that fire on that place where you can basically have a comfortable suitability where you can basically channel the fire. And of course, channeling things, which means you're putting your focus towards things. Focus on the right things. Of course, whatever's on your heart and your space, when that fire is lit up, this is what's going inside up there. So if you got some bad shit on your heart, some negative things, some negative vibes, it's going up there. And of course, what goes up comes down. It becomes fire, water, air, start to accumulate because shit got to come out one day, and becomes structure. So when structure gets structurized, it gets stabilized. And of course, if it's materialized, this is how it's going to basically happen and play face to face with you. Now listen, if you're trying to basically start a business, you know that takes stability, you know that takes practicality, and of course that takes commitment. So that's earth. So get you a great candle. So if you're afraid to start your business, get you a great candle. Light that candle up, clear what don't belong. Now of course, whatever you're basically trying to release, you're using the fire to get rid of the fear. Not to focus on basically, now you can use fire for passion too, but that's a whole nother state. Now, that would be stability. Now, if you're afraid to chase money, you need to get you a green candle to get rid of all the fear that don't belong with thank you. Because, of course, money going to come regardless. You are the money. You are $1 million. You got to be in the energy. You got to be a tree. You got to be with what grows. So, of course, that's going to bring growth. So, you're going to use fire for growth. Now, if you're afraid to be yourself and be happy, get you a yellow candle. Yellow brings happiness, satisfaction, and of course, expression. Now, if you're afraid to be happy and be yourself, get you a yellow candle. You got to work on that. Now, if you're trying to basically get rid of fear, things that you're afraid of, things that you don't want to face, you get you a black candle because black is basically evil. So what you're going to basically do, you're going to channel the evil. Stare at that bitch. Tell that bitch, oh, it's time to go. Or I'm going to chase you. Literally. And of course, whatever you're basically saying to that candle, whatever you're saying to that fire, is being committed. And of course, it's basically being pushed up. And remember, what comes up comes down into your world, your reality. You can only see these things. This is your vision. So it's not nobody else's vision. Everybody don't have the same beliefs. Feel me? We're all different beings. And remember, you always got to question things before you do these things. Who is fear? What is fear? When did this fear start? Where did this fear come from? Why is this fear here? And how is this fear here? Question things. You're going to get your answers. Always going to get your answers. Get you a white candle if you're looking to basically get some answers within inside of you. Wear white or get a candle where you can light it up and basically have whiteness, brightness, to basically bring you clear sightness of what's going on. Of course, you got to have clarity to basically get things rectified. But make this a commitment. Make this a day-to-day routine. So if you are afraid or if you have fear or if you're basically trying to get rid of something that's basically holding you back, and of course, you're afraid, you got to put in work. Got to put in energy work. Remember, faith, belief, imagination are within you. And if you're not creating or using these things, you're getting distracted and you're giving these things to something else. And of course, what you're paying attention to is going to grow. So if you're growing somebody else's shit, that means you're basically codependent on that person, that individual. And of course, you're growing the nation. So now you got to pick and choose. Which side you going to grow, yours or the others?